Can I help you?
There was some bother about a group of mages. I can't remember what the details were. Well, there is something, but that couldn't be related. Here,
Why don't you take a look for your trouble?
Захочешь отдохнуть? Приходи в смеющуюся крысу.
The College of Winterhold. Being here always increases my mood. Greetings, Archmage.
Greetings, Archmage. Interesting. This journal references two names. The name Drellis is mentioned repeatedly, but is otherwise unfamiliar to me. This other name, however... Gilsey. Urog mentioned a student by that name, among dozens of others who left the college in the days following the theft. If only Savos had kept a tighter watch, Jado Ra might have found her before he managed to track down Nelos. In any event, this only serves to confirm my fears. The Radiant Dark has come to Skyrim. They are a cult, led by a rogue mage. They believe the only way to advance the field of magic is to destroy the very institutions that ensure its safe use. The Synod may be hungry for relics of power, but they at least hold some accountability for its use. The Radiant Dark would unleash destruction upon the land, and view it as a remedy for the weak, and a test of the strong. Yes, and in their twisted logic, their destruction would bring out your true potential, and thus validate their view. As your opinion holds weight at this college, it will do no good to defeat the Radiant Dark, but let its ideals poison this institution. We are old acquaintances. Or rather, he was well acquainted with my father, Brennel Moronin. They were childhood friends. Back then, he was known as Neloth Solal. Yet I knew him as Master Nelos, a professor at the Arcane University in Cyrodiil. He was a great sorcerer, and a poor educator. Not surprisingly, we did not see eye to eye. Being enamored with your instructor does not mean you are learning from him. As you know, we've only begun deciphering the books. It does seem that the pages contain more than just the crafting of the 5 spells. They also contain references to a hidden location where Vanus kept more of his research. The ruins of Pinefrost Tower stand in its place. This may be why the Radiant Dark have come to Skyrim. Regardless, it bears investigating. I can think of no better person than you for this task. In the meantime, I will be here, working on deciphering the pages, and perhaps create working tomes of Vanus' spells. I fear we may need to make use of them in the near future. Until next time.
Well, it's about time. You've made Nelos wait quite a while. It was rather poor manners on your part. You're almost as bad as that elf. I told him it should be her that should stand watch, but he insisted I do it. After all, I'm the only one he can truly rely on. Still, I don't like the idea of them being alone together, even for 1 second. Far be it for any of the others to make their presence known. Like I told you at Dragonbridge, that is impossible. You can plainly see how stunning I am. Are you suggesting my Nelos prefers males? No, he prefers beauty and power. I am brimming with both. Just up the stairs and down the trapdoor. You mustn't keep him waiting.
Now where did I put the tomatoes? Blast! I'll never get this done in time for dinner. Oh, it's you. This is your fault, you know. Irith was our cook, and my fiancée. So, while part of me is grateful to you for tying that loose end, Nelos has decided to make me the unofficial cook. Of course. Having a wife is like being afflicted with all of the world's diseases at the same time. It leaves you tired, frustrated, and angry. Unfortunately, sometimes I get carried away with my romantic overtures. It's the bane of being an alteration mage. Illusionists are more than happy to get away with a good lie in order to bed a woman. But I seem intent on trying to turn my lies into truth. About time.
Нужно что-то?
Your health is deteriorating by the day. You need to rest.
Your concern is noted, but you know as well as I do that there is no place I can.
But Master Nelos...
Enough! I will hear no more of this in front of our guest. And the second moon rose to take its throne beside the first, and together they eclipsed the sun, and the night reigned forevermore. Still, there will come a dawn, Dragonborn, as there always has since the beginning of time. But enough about prophecies. Welcome. The prophecy of the long night, my destiny. But come, let us speak of such matters in private. Now, you must have questions. As you are a guest, I will answer what I can before I make my request. To understand the objective of our guild, you must first understand the principles of light and dark magic itself. The old mages believed that magic was a fundamental force in our world, one whose energies could reflect brightly or darkly. Yet a spell by itself has no alignment. Flames warm as easily as they burn. Intent is the determining factor. Now, consider the crafting of a new spell. Do the same rules apply? Should we condemn those who research magic based on their intent? Should breakthrough restoration research be suspended if the mage intends to use it for torture? Darkness may rule the day, but tomorrow, such a spell could help thousands of sick and wounded. Good or evil, light or dark, intent only concerns itself with the immediate, when such consequences are as fleeting as tears in the rain. The Radiant Dark does not care about intent. It is a guild founded on the principle of advancement, progress, power. Undoubtedly so. There are many in this guild whose motivations are unsavory. Yet again, the motivations mean nothing. Just as great poems have been inspired by love, so too has great magic been crafted from the seeds of hate, anger, and greed. Was he a friend? If so, then nothing I will say will make amends. Nor should I have to. Such is the case when we are about to expire. We say all the things we couldn't when we knew we could say them tomorrow. I believe you. But as the Dragonborn, I assume death, tragedy, and glory are nothing if not familiar. You may mourn his loss, but it was something he was prepared for, as all of us who stand on the brink of the end. I ask nothing of you. You will no doubt return to Olivia and tell her of our conversation, at which point she will develop Vanis's spells and hope to use them to enact her vengeance. Undoubtedly, she will ask for your assistance. You will then be presented with a choice. You will either come here to deliver the spells to the Radiant Dark, or use them to destroy it. That decision I leave to you.
Greetings. I trust your meeting with Master Nelos went well. Good. I hope. Master Nelos is a wellspring of wisdom. You would do well to listen to him. My name is Vinius, by the way. You can think of me as a steward, not just of the hall, but of the prophecy of the Long Night. Many of the acolytes come to me for questions regarding its meaning. I do my best to answer what I can. Well, prophecies are by nature open to interpretation. It can be difficult to sift through all of the metaphors and exaggerations. It's my job as a scholar to narrow down what's real and guide Nelos forward. I can do the same for you if you wish. Well, I think it's safe to assume any literal interpretation of the Long Night is specious at best. The Empire wasn't built in a day, let alone a single night. Now, if the moons eclipsed the sun and literally caused an endless night, I could see how things could rapidly deteriorate. Crops would fail, people would starve, and likely turn to vampirism. Of course, in that scenario, we wouldn't need an army. Just time. My theory is the Long Night is a metaphor for war. A long, extended conquest that eliminates the concept of rulers. Oh, I don't really consider myself a member. I'm not a mage, after all. I'm a scholar. I study the texts and provide counsel to any of the acolytes who may have some trepidation about the war ahead. I try to assuage any fears that what they're doing here isn't all preordained. All right then.
Have you ever smelled anything so sweet as a corpse? This one's my pet. I call him Sweet Roll. Say hello to the nice adventurer, Sweet Roll. Well, he's not much for words. Oh, how nice! The two of you are getting along splendidly. Sweet Roll doesn't have many friends in the guild. He tends to want to hurt them. That's a good question. Sweet Roll, when's the last time you let me bite you?
You know, you're like a fine wine. The more of you I
sure.
drink in, the better I feel.
Oh, won't you die for me? You know you want to. Nothing useful, yet. I'm still learning the craft. I could just read a tome, but Everyone Vinius has is much too large. I tried to rework them best I can, with mixed results. Well, maybe not so mixed. I tried to conjure a scamp and out came an Atronach. I tried to conjure diseased rats, and out came 2 Atronachs. I tried to conjure a puppy, and out came a Dremora Lord. Nelos told me to get rid of the tomes and focus on what I do best. So right now, I conjure little bugs and things. But if one of the other guild members challenged me, I could always bring back the Dremora. Death take us all.
You're back. What did you find? Then I apologize for putting you in such danger. Yet you are here, safe and alive. No doubt as Nelos intended. However, his arrogance blinds him if he thinks you can be turned. What information did you glean from this visit? You would do well to consider the reasons why. Leadership is about more than power. Nelos will tell you he gives his apprentices the freedom to make their own choices. The result is a complete lack of guidance. As Archmage, I hope you are taking note of his shortcomings. Regardless, the Radiant Dark still pose an unmistakable threat. Yet with Vanus' spells, we will extinguish his rebellion before it has even begun. I have managed to develop 2 tomes, one for each of us, although I am not entirely sure they work as Vanus intended. Yes, Vanus's notes were originally rather ambitious. It describes an army of dead bursting from the ground. It's a frightening proposition. However, after many failed attempts to harness the energy required for such a task, he chose a more efficient spell. It's, in essence, a conjuration chain. Or to put it more mildly, conjuring a conjurer. To start this chain, you would need to summon a creature with a large wellspring of magicka. This creature would conjure servants, who would then conjure lesser beings, effectively creating an army without draining your own magicka reserve. That is what this spell tome is. The knowledge to summon a dragon priest. A good choice. It requires a surplus of magicka to cast it, but it will linger for a substantial period of time. We cannot afford to waste this opportunity. We have a distinct advantage with Vanus' spells, but their numbers would overwhelm us. To put it simply, we need to increase our numbers. However, considering the number of incidents that have happened at this college, it would be irresponsible. Too many students have been lost due to negligence. I will not tolerate another. This means that I too must join this fight. Yet it will not be us alone. I have spoken with Nelica and another experienced mage. Both have agreed to join us in our efforts. My peers, if I may have your attention, my name is Olivia Moronin. I am a former instructor at the Arcane University in Cyrodiil. For the better part of my life, while others have toiled in personal research, I have devoted myself
Добро пожаловать.
to the
Дай
development
мне
of
знать, если
students.
тебе что-нибудь
Had I
нужно.
chosen to do
Где там у меня
otherwise,
была чистая
I may
кружка?
have made new discoveries. I could have achieved some personal acclaim.
Barkeep, I'd like a drink.
Yet I do not regret
Конечно.
a single
Thanks.
day. However, for the past 10 years, I have devoted my life to a different task. To bringing justice to the mage who killed my father. I am now arriving at the end of this pursuit. It is all thanks to the one who stands beside me. The one you know as the Dragonborn. I will not lie. The mage we face is one of the most dangerous I have ever known. Yet it is for that reason that he cannot be allowed to succeed. Still, I would be remiss if I said this was merely an act of duty. For all of you who have volunteered your service, at great personal risk, for your sacrifice, I am forever grateful. Thank you.
Нелос. Даже не знаю, скольких людей он уже успел погубить. И если мы ничего не предпримем, ты представляешь, сколько невинных жизней умрет. Возможно, это мой шанс все исправить.
Acknowledged. The Radiant Dark. Their philosophy is flawed.
Excellent. The four of us will depart for Pinefrost Tower at once. Dragonborn, I trust you know the way. It seems the Radiant Dark were doing quite well for themselves. No doubt this tableau of riches is designed to soften unwitting mages, whether they be friend or foe. Come, let us keep moving.
It looks like Nelos was wrong about the Dragonborn. He's wrong about a lot of things. Luckily, I'm around to fix his mistakes. But those days are over. We'll keep Varnus's spells for ourselves. And when I'm Emperor, I'll make sure the rest of you get a place in my court. Sister, what are you doing here? And you're with them. Why? What's the meaning of this?
I am sorry, brother, but you should not be talking. You are a corpse.
A corpse? Then, Father... No! I refuse to believe it! You're not even his blood!
The corpse continues to speak. I must rectify that.
Wait! What are you... Huh?
It is done. The corpse is without soul. But our business is not concluded. We should continue on.
Именно.
And you say
I
this
am here
chamber
to
leads to
listen.
the main hall. Be ready, mages. Nelos, it is time for you to answer for your crimes.
Destiny follows no law. It is as inexorable as the passage of time.
What you call destiny is a delusion, and I will prove it with your death.
As I told your father, my death is only the beginning. Yours, however, will prove nothing. Come, daughter of Brennil. Show me the power of Vanis's magic.
Что это ты делаешь, а?
You are not welcome here.
Speak. It's finally over, and I owe you my thanks. With the Radiant Dark finished, many of us will rest easy tonight, living and dead. Three of the four, perhaps. My work is not yet complete, however. Nelos may be dead, but his ideals, research, and influence remain. If those are allowed to persist, then all is for naught. We are always teaching the next generation. Our voice must be an echo, or it will die like a whisper. That is the measure of true progress. In any event, we must make sure this area is clear. I will head over to the East Wing. You head over to the entrance. We will meet back here.
We meet again, Dragonborn, but this time under better circumstances. Yes, I'm happy to say that I am alive and well. I mean, just well. Old habits, you know. It's a strange place, the other side, yet exciting. Like when Master Merrin took me to the university all those years ago. I should, But would you believe me if I said I'm frightened she would scold me? Your presence is distracting me, she'd say. We could talk later. There's still important work to be done. She would be right, but I thought maybe you would not be so angry to see a friendly face. That you are. If I had half of your wit, perhaps I would have been a more successful beggar. But then I would not be a mage. So friend, let us be thankful for the things we are, and the things we are not. Oh yes, did you by chance deliver the message? Then I am forever in your debt. By doing this deed, you have filled this cat's heart with joy. I wonder if she got the message. Perhaps then, before I leave this mortal plane, I'll find the twin moons once more and look for her reply. Sugar and Sam's friend, tell my master I will be waiting for her on the other side.